What up and welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna be making no bake banana pudding cheesecake bites. Yes, and they were so good. So make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe because it's an easy recipe and we're gonna get right into it. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and make the crust. Now I don't know if anybody else like me out there, but I'm not big on crust. Like, I like that they have the Philadelphia cheesecake, the no bake, already in a container that you could buy in the store without the crust. Like, crustless cheesecake, I do love. Like, I could have did without the crust, but I just wanted it to have something on the bottom. So I did a whole, because it's like 3 sleeves of crackers that come in the graham cracker box. So I did one whole sleeve and I'm putting in my food processor and I'm going to grind it up real fine. But I'm going to put a little bit up because I want to put a little bit of graham cracker crust, like, on top. Like, because, like, before I put it in the freezer, that's what I'm going to end up doing. I end up doing it at the last minute, but I just had to make sure to remember to say that, even though I think I got a clip in here of me I think I got a clip of everything that I needed to make sure to show y'all. Because this is a super, super easy recipe, okay? I'm not a baker. I just cook. I just like to go in the kitchen and do my thug thizzle, okay? I'm an eyeballer. That's what I do. Okay, so after I put a little bit of graham cracker crumbs aside, I put the rest in a bowl with some butter. Now, I did like maybe half a stick of butter. That should be, melt a half stick of butter. That should be enough. Either way, you put the butter in with the graham cracker crust. We're going to basically get it to a wet sand consistency is what we're doing here. So butter, graham cracker crust that we blended up, get it to that wet sand consistency. I added a little bit of sugar, just a taste. Okay, just a taste of sugar, not too much, okay? Maybe a teaspoon, one of the two, but not too much. And blended that up. Well, not blended it, but mixed it up. And since I'm not going to be baking this, I'm going to be putting it in the freezer. So I lined each of my cupcake liners. Use whatever you need to use to flatten them. Yes, I'm using it in a seasoning container. Use what you got to use, okay? And yes, I did clean the seasoning container afterwards, okay? We not unsanitary around here. It might be unconventional, but use what you got to use to flatten it, and this the crust, put it in the freezer so we can make everything else. Now, I'm using a banana cream. I think that's 3.4 ounces. Not the smallest box, like the one in the middle. So not the 5 ounce and not whatever is in between the 3. Like the smaller than the 5. I'm using that. Follow the box. Okay, I followed the box completely, and we're going to get it to a nice creamy consistency like this. And we're going to just put that right in the refrigerator, because it says to put it in the refrigerator for like 5 minutes, but I'm just gonna put it in there until I'm done with the cheesecake. So softened cream cheese, 1 8-ounce softened cream cheese is what I'm using. We're gonna go ahead and mix that up. Mix it up until it is, kind of whipped. It really don't matter because we got to blend everything together anyway, and it's going to get really, really, really whipped. Okay, so after that, once I blended it just a little bit, I added some sweetened condensed milk. Okay, full little can of sweetened condensed milk. Okay, this is just gonna add to the creaminess, really, and it's sweetened, so you don't have to add too much sugar since you are using sweetened condensed milk. So if I had to eyeball it, I'll say I use maybe a half a cup of confectioner sugar after I added the sweetened condensed milk, because all I'm using is the 8-ounce thing of cream cheese, this sweetened condensed milk, some confectioner sugar, and some vanilla extract. Okay, that's all I'm using. Make sure you scrape them sides. Make sure you get everything in there. Okay, everything mixed together. We want this blended until it's smooth. Okay. I blended for a little bit before I add everything else. So I blended the cream cheese a little bit. Then I added the sweetened condensed milk. Blended the sweetened condensed milk before we add the confectioner sugar. Okay? Because like I said, I eyeballed it. But if I had to say, I'll say maybe a half cup. Maybe. Give or take. And then I did like three drops of vanilla extract. 3 good drops. And we go ahead and blend all of that up until it is, smooth and creamy. Smooth and creamy. Get no lumps, no clumps. Okay, scrape the sides if needed. You can even use your hand. I've seen people use their hand mixing this stuff together. That's crazy. I can't. Okay, you need a lot of arm work to not be using no hand mixer. So then we're gonna go ahead and add in the banana cream pudding. the banana pudding. Basically, I'm gonna add that in now. Okay, so now this is the making of the banana pudding cheesecake. You know, look at that. This how it looked when I added that in. As you can see, I'm not using the mixer no more. After I blended the cheesecake, now we just gonna use our arm. Okay, so then I added a half of a Cool Whip. Okay, see that? I used half of that and added that right directly in there, and we just gonna kind of fold it in. Okay, you're gonna kind of not mix it too hard, I'll say, but just fold it in. Just mix it. Just make sure it's in there. Make sure it's evenly, evenly all distributed. I'll say. Make sure you mix it well, and make sure it is evenly. You see how it's getting whipped? The more you blend in this whipped cream and mix it all together, the more the whole thing just get really, really whipped. And that's exactly what we want, because this is a no-bake cheesecake. Okay? No-bake banana pudding cheesecake. I forgot banana pudding is in there too. No-bake banana pudding cheesecake. Okay? This is one of my best creations yet. I'm not gonna hold you. I never made banana pudding. So if y'all want me to make banana pudding, let me know, because I never made that. So I would love to make that and just see how that look. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, and once I got it to the consistency that you saw, I went ahead and just filled each cupcake liner up with the mixture, with the cheesecake mixture. And I just made sure to put as much, basically fill them up. Since we're not putting this in the oven, we don't have to worry about overfilling, So I just filled them up as much as I wanted, and I'm just gonna put it back in the freezer after I top it with the graham cracker crust that I said we put to the side earlier. The little crumbs, I'm gonna put that on top because I thought it looked too plain without it. So I was like, you know what? Let me put some crust on top. I think that's gonna be a nice little decoration. Put it in the freezer. Now this was the next day. Prior to eating, I let it sit out or sit in the refrigerator for like 10 minutes, just so it can unthaw a little bit. And oh my God, it tastes like ice cream. When I tell you, it tastes like ice cream. I love a good no-bake. Don't get me wrong, especially like a cherry cheesecake. I love a good no-bake cheesecake. But these, perfect little dessert. I wanted to see what the combination would be like, banana pudding and cheesecake together, because I love banana, like, shakes. But this, fire. Make it and let me know if you do.